have all of the underground waterworks cut out, and I finished the other side, but I want to show you guys how I did that. And so here's where the drop down chamber is. So all mobs are going to fall down here, and we want them to go in that direction. So I'm going to place my 2 source blocks over in this corner here, and that's going to push them straight this direction, all the way out to here. And then I'm going to drop down 1 level, just real quick, and then I'm going to drop another set of source blocks to push them this way. And that should get us almost all the way there. And I need a little bit more water. I made this little spring. And there's my ledge right there, another source block, and we're all the way almost there. And so I'm going to drop down 1 more level, which is fine. You can wrap around a corner like this. And I've tested it, and you can do it without any dead spots or any catches. Let me get rid of all of this stuff here, because you can't go uphill, you can only go down. You can see the water I've already done there. Alright. There we go. And so on the far side, on the outside, you drop the bucket. And it works. Although you might think you might get caught up on that corner, it seems to work out actually pretty good. I'll show you right there. Just let it drift. Push forward. Push that way. Ta-da! And that's the way we want to go. And since, let's see here. I'll drop again. And since these 2 flows are coming together, we got to find the center point here and then push outwards. And the collection point, well, the next step on our little journey here is going to be the grinder. And so I'm going to build this path out until they're together and far enough away that our collection point can be close to the grinder, but not too close to the mob spawner. And there's a reason for that, and I'll get into that in just a few minutes. Alright, I am back. I made a slight change to what I was doing here. I ran into the same problem I ran into the last time, and it all comes down to how do you combine the water flows together. And what I found is that if you continue past the forward drop point to the natural end of the water, you can make the turn without any kind of dead spots. And so the natural drop right there, so you just drop your water sources right there. And so see, you can see right there, there's no dead spots at all. And I have it here, so it pushes you right to a drop right there. And then the other side is built the exact same way. Comes down to a natural point. Grab a little bit more water here to finish this up. And then on the outside of the turn, I'm going to put a source block there and a source block there. And the way these come together makes a perfect turn. There's no dead spots at all. Pushes perfectly. And so I'm going to continue out 2 more drops. And that'll be a total of probably around 24 blocks or so. And then I'll put my grinder at that distance. And what that does is Minecraft has a radius at which you cannot, mobs will not spawn within a radius of about 20 blocks or so of you. And so if you're standing in the middle of your mob grinder, it can be completely ineffective. So you want to be kind of away from it. And let me grab some more water before I do anything else. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to mine out. So 2 more drops? Yeah, 2 more drops, and they're 16 blocks away. And then when I have everything together, when I'm about ready to put together the mob grinder, I'll show you how to do that. I've extended the water flow up all the way to 2 drops out. And here is where I'm going to build the mob grinder. And let's open this up just a little bit more. So we can see what we're working with here. So mobs will come through here, And then let's build the pit itself. Alright, so the trick with lava is that it will flow 4 blocks. So that's good for the flow. So it'll go one past the edge here. And in order to prevent lava from cascading down, you can add another kind of block. What this does is these right here will allow the mobs to pass into it, but the lava will not pass through it. And to kind of show you what I'm talking about, I'll drop the lava right now. Hold on, I'm probably going to pick it back up to... Oh wait, it's safe to work in here. Ta-da! And that little tail right there is deadly to mobs. Alright, and since you need, since some of your mobs are going to be too wide, spiders in particular, there we go. And since we don't want the traps, the drops to sit right there, let's add another water flow to take care of them. Ta-da! And now all we have to do is build a collection point. And I like to build a parallel path, so that way getting up to your mob grinder to see what's going on isn't too bad. And putting together a collection point's really easy. You just gotta find where the water ends. Right there. So anything that jumps into your trap will inevitably come into the grinder, die, and the remains will float right there. And from this point, you just gotta build a nice little reception area, I guess, or whatever you want to build. I like to put together a little staircase down here. Oops, it's getting really dark. I do have it on peaceful right now, so it's not going to do anything. Oh, yeah, see how far you are from there? And so it'll be about here. Which I don't know if it's exactly 20 or not, but pretty easy to find out, I guess. Alright, I'm down to 38, which puts me at about 28-ish. 26-ish, I guess. Somewhere in there. That's good enough for government work. It's probably about as close as you want it, and it doesn't actually hurt to have it a little farther out. So you could build another waterway that way, and you'd be even safer. But building it this way allows you to actually be close to the fireworks. Whoa. That video is about to end really quickly. Alright, let's fix that. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Oops. There we go. And now you can see your mob trap in action. There we go. And since we don't need to have anything coming through there, one thing that will get through the trap just fine are frickin' chickens. Which is not a huge issue, but it can be an annoyance. Especially if your trap is open in any way. So it doesn't need to be there at all. There we go. And so let's, well, I do need to go up to my mob trap and close off some light sources and just do some final cleanup. So I will do that, and then we will check and see how it works out. Alright, this is looking at the trap down the barrel of the gun, as it were. Let's just see how this works, how well it works. Oh. Ta-da! Mobs die quite a bit faster than a player on peaceful, so it works out pretty well. Alright, what I'm going to do next is everything is closed. See, I used a bit of dirt there, so it's easy to open it back up later if I, wanted to get in there and check. I'm going to take it off peaceful, set it on hard, and get down in there and see what happens. Alright, we have our first guest. Look at that. They check in, but they don't check out. And you can see how everything's moving forward. I did notice I made a tiny little mistake. I had this area down just one level too low, so I quickly threw some glass down and redid the water. And there is another issue over there, which I didn't notice until just now. That should fix that. A drop head fell on this little ledge right there, which doesn't do us any good. And so if I wanted to collect, I could just stand right here, go AFK all night, and in the morning I'd have a full inventory of bones and arrows and gunpowder and feathers, and a couple stacks of string, no doubt. There are a few tips I wanted to share. A few little things I have to be worried about. Oh. Yeah, let's, there we go. A way to make the mob spawner more effective, there's a couple different ways to do it. Of course you could build more levels, that's a pretty standard way of doing it. You would build maybe, I found that 6 to 8 probably would keep a couple people in arrows and feathers. Another way of helping your mob spawner is by lighting up around it. Mobs in a given area will only spawn so many mobs, and if you can if you can limit the area where mobs are going to spawn at, you can help concentrate them into your mob spawner. So that's what I'm doing now, is lighting up the area around it. You'd want to even go out even further, maybe near 20 or 30 blocks. Ideally, you'd want to go out to the full extent of how much you can, the full extent of where the mobs will spawn at, which is, I think it's something like 100 blocks. It's really far out there, and, I haven't found it easy to do it. But, yeah. Also, if you build your mob spawner out in the ocean, mobs will not spawn on water, and so that immediately helps out with the whole process of, forcing them into your mob spawner. And the last thing to check would be to dig straight tunnels down on each of your corners, and just see if you can fill up any nearby dungeons and tunnels and anything underground. And that should take care of it. I'm a little too close to my mob spawner right now, so let me back away and let it work. Well, I guess we're not even on hard mode, so it doesn't even matter. Alright, well, if anybody has any questions, I'll just ask me, in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer and give advice. And don't forget to rate if you like the videos, favorite, whatever. And have a nice evening, YouTube.